Hey everybody, welcome back for another session with GrooveKart, our GLU. Great to have you here. If you're joining us live, put a hashtag live in the comments. And if you're watching this later on, the recorded version, then just put a hashtag replay and make any comments you want in there in terms of today's lesson. It's actually going to be about the international settings now in GrooveKart. Now, for some people, they have a little bit of an issue with the settings because it's a little bit complicated, and some don't actually quite understand how to set up those settings for the international side of things. So that means country, zone, and states, those sorts of things. So we're going to go through that today, and we're going to simplify it for you so that it's not a it's not something that's going to be a bit of an issue down the track. So anyway, look, let's just get started. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see all that, which is, yep. All right, now. All right, so when you get into your Groove account, you're going to come to the main dashboard, which is this one, and then you can either go to GrooveKart by selecting GrooveKart here on the menu bar here, or you can, this is my favorite, just hover over the G icon or the Groove icon and then go down to GrooveKart there and access it from there. Now, this is something I don't know if everybody knows. I know some people do know, but you can actually have multiple pages of Groove open. Whether you're in Groove Pages or whether you're in GrooveKart, you can have actually multiple pages open so that you can work between different sections of, say, for instance, GrooveKart, like we're going to be doing today. And I'll show you how you do that. We're just going to go into one of my stores that I'm working on at the moment. We're just going to go into admin here. All right, now in the back end, you can see not a lot's been set up, only the store design, which is has been done, but I don't think that's completely correct. But anyway, we're inside the dashboard. Now, let's just say I want to open up products, and I want to open up the POD and drop shipping section. So all I do is, if you're on a Windows, not sure what combination of keys that you use or what you do with if you're on a Mac, but if you're on a Windows PC, all you do is go over the link there and right click and then open a new tab. Now from there, you will open up another section of inside. So, it just makes it possible to work between each sections without having to go back. And or from where you are, so a lot of people are probably used to doing this. They go to that, and then next minute they're in the same window and they're going to this section, and then they want to go back. And so but you don't have to do that. So all you got to do is really, I'm going to just go back to the dashboard here. So this is the main dashboard, and then I'm just going to open up different things just from here. So for instance, what we're going to be working on today is the international settings. So here we are. I'm just going to click on settings, and then we go to this section here. All I'm going to do is right click and open up in a new tab. All right. So now you can see that I'm still in the same GrooveKart page, but I'm actually in a different part of it. So I wouldn't suggest that you open up a whole lot of pages, but it actually really does help when you're quickly moving from one section to another, and you have to do that multiple times. So just a little tip there. Okay, look, I'm just going to read some of the comments that we've got in here, and they're from Tyra. Tyra, thank you for being here. I know you're in between Zoom meetings at the moment, so thank you very much for coming into today's session. I'm just going to say, yeah, Tyra's coming in from Detroit, Michigan. I'm actually from New Zealand, by the way, so if you've noticed I've got a bit of an accent. I'm not from Australia, I'm from New Zealand. We're kind of neighbours, so that's where I'm coming in from. It's 4:35 p.m. on Thursday here. So we're generally ahead of everybody else in the world when it comes to time, even ahead of Australia. So I always say to people, if you want to know what it's like in the future, just ask me and I'll let you know. But anyway, look, let's get back to what we're here for, and that is to go through the settings. Now, it's going to be a fairly quick and easy session today, and I just want to demystify some of the, some of the complications that people come across when they're actually trying to set up the international settings. So as you can see here, we're in there now. We have languages, we have currencies, we have zones, we have countries, and we have states. Now that's states just for not just United States, but states of any other country as well. However, you don't want to be selling to every single country in the world, and you don't want to be having every single currency in the world on your site. In fact, if you're in America, if you're in the United States, sell within the United States. And if you're in Australia, do the same. And same goes for the UK. JG, how are you going? When opening varying tabs, do changes apply to the whole when making changes in the different tabs? All right, so really what this is about, JG, is that like if I'm actually working in between, say for instance, I'm doing international settings, or I'm not gonna. It's not gonna affect any. I guess at the end of the day, it's not gonna affect anything in, say, if I was in the builder. And just to give you an example, what the builder looks like. I'm gonna do it as a separate one again. That's the builder. I'm just going to go open a new tab. So anything I do in here, the changes will, will be made within here, and it sort of goes across the whole site. But all you got to do is just save it. But if I want to go into here, changes will be okay. I can make the changes there because it's separate from the builder. But it will overall, the changes will be right through the whole site. So it's not gonna I guess override anything that you've done in the builder, or override anything that you've done in the international settings. So you'll be fine. But anyway, look, let's get back to the international settings. Hey Michelle, good to see you. It's been a long time. Michelle's actually in Australia, so good to see you here, Michelle. So look, going through this now. Like I said, we've got languages, currencies, zones, and countries and states. Now, what we want to do is we want to focus on, like I said, if you're in the States, focus on selling in the States. Now, I sell in the States, but I'm actually from New Zealand, but I don't sell anywhere. I don't sell anywhere else. So I actually source, drop shippers and suppliers in the States, and I have been doing that now since 2007. So there's a lot of suppliers over there that actually have some very good competitive pricing, and with drop shipping the way that it is now, you don't have to be a company, you can be a individual, and you can drop ship. I know probably possibly around about maybe 5 years ago, you had to really have a LLC if you wanted to get some good competitive prices and all that. That might be the case for some things, some places at the moment. But at the end of the day, there is more and more companies that are actually doing drop shipping, and big brand ones too as well. So those are the sorts of things that are happening now these days with the advent of sort of like post-COVID. A lot of big brand companies now are looking at drop shipping as a way to move product, as an additional way to move product. So it's becoming more of a norm now. It's becoming very, very, I guess, a lot more people are doing it. Is it saturated? No, it's not saturated. But at the end of the day, it's you can actually have a really good store if you really niche your store down to something that it doesn't have to apply to everybody and everybody and as a customer, but just to those people that appreciate that type of niche product. So that's where you can be a lot more competitive when it comes to drop shipping. I have done in the past. I've sold like products across the board, electronics and all sorts of different things, and hoping that like I was going to make a lot of money out of doing that, because I was targeting everybody, but it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. And there are a lot more people doing that at the moment. A lot more companies, like you've got AliExpress, you've got Wish, you've got Temu. There's quite a few different places doing that. It really does pay now to start niching down and having a point of difference. All right. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, we'll carry on with this international settings. So when you come in here, what you want to do is you want to select the countries that you're going to be shipping to or selling to. All right, so I mentioned the United States before. It is best to actually just sell in the United States if you live in the United States. I just sell in the United States, but I don't live there. But I sell in the United States because there's a bigger market. New Zealand's not as big as the United States. In fact, there's only probably around about 5 million people in the whole of New Zealand, and that's between the two islands that we have, north and south. So it's about as much people in Singapore than what there is actually in New Zealand itself. So, it's a very small country, so very small market. Australia is probably the next biggest market, but it can be quite difficult for someone from New Zealand to drop ship in Australia. I've actually been down that track once before. US is a lot more easier. But if you live in Australia, you've definitely got a lot of great suppliers over there, distributors. So you just want to do some research on that, but sell in Australia. You don't have to sell everywhere else in the world. So for argument's sake, we're going to stick with the United States. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go down here first, and I am going to select. Oh, sorry. Let me just have a look here. Countries. We're going to go. Yeah. So we're going to go. Countries. We're going to select the whole lot. So, actually, hang on. Let me just have a look. The United States. Right. Okay. We have to. Sorry, I just lost my way on this one. Actually. Countries. We're going to go United States. There. That's going to bring up all the United States. Right. Okay. So these are all the United, like you've got here. We've got 50 displaying at the moment. If we go 100, then we'll see all the states within the United States. Now, for some reason, there's another extra state in there, which gives me about 53 results. Not sure. But what I'm going to do here, I am going to, and I should have done this right from the start. I'm just going to go all. Just go there so that we get all. And I'm going to go down to, and I think I can do it as far as 1,000. Actually, just select all. Is there one up here? I'm going to go about 1,000. 1,000 results. Because by default, all of these have actually been selected. All right, so like this means they're all active, which means that you're going to sell to just about every single country in the world, and we don't want to do that. So I've actually just selected 1,000 results. If I scroll down there, okay, there's 1,000. I'm actually going to go to actions here. I'm going to select all. All right, and then I'm going to select that again. I'm going to go disable selection. So I'm going to select all those and disable them. That even includes the United States as well. Okay, so but I'll show you what we're going to do after that. All right, so that's there, and then I'm going to go. Then I'm going to go page 2. So page 2, you can see that these all are actually, these are all active as well. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down. It's showing 1,000 results. I'm just going to go into actions again. I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to disable selection. Right. With a bit of luck, we'll be able to, it must be between 2 and 7. Okay, with a bit of luck, we should actually be able to just a few more, and we should be able to do the rest of them. We've gone back to page 1. We need to go to page 3. Right, and again, we've got all those countries there. So this is actually a quicker way of doing it, really. I'm just going to go select all once again for page 3, and then again disable selection. So basically, I am actually I am disabling every single country in the world, but you do actually need to have some countries selected or active. So that's what we're going to be doing as soon as we've done this. So we've done page 3. I think page 4 is the next, is the last one. Oh. Page 4. All right. And I'm just going to go select all, and then I'm just going to disable selection. All right, so now, I think we've pretty much done all that. So, so now what we're going to do is we will go to countries. And we will select all those. 300. And we will select all those. And then we will also disable those. So now we have all the countries disabled. All we're going to do now is we're going to find everything that is North America there. And once we bring those up, we're just going to go United States. We're not going to pick all the others, okay? And we're just going to make that one active. So we're going to enable the selection there. Do not forget to check taxes and delivery costs before choosing region in North America. Yeah, so this is why I've kind of gone for like, so in here, when we do this one here, there are different taxes and different states, all that sort of thing. Like there's, I know with Wyoming, it's tax-free there. You don't have to pay taxes there because I had a LLC in Wyoming. But yeah, so you definitely do have to check the taxes and all that where you're selling. So you need to get a seller certificate. And you need to have if you want to deal with some of the bigger companies that actually get audited quite a bit, a lot of them will actually want you to have an LLC. But sometimes you can actually you can get the middle person, which will act as the middleman between the wholesaler or the distributor, and then yourself as the drop shipper, and then they just become like a drop shipper provider, if you like. So places like Wholesale 2B, which is the number 2 and the letter B, Wholesale 2B is one of those sorts of places. Yeah, and they generally take care of all the the taxes and all that sort of side of things in terms of what states actually have a sales tax and what states don't. So definitely look into that sort of thing. When you're just starting out and you're not really making anything at the moment, it's always good just to sort of get your feet wet and start to just make a move on things. But what I've done here is I've actually just excluded United States as from the rest of them. I've made that active, and now I'm going to go to the states. And so now there are all the states in North America. I actually don't want all the other states of the different countries. So I'm just going to go country, I'm just going to go United States. Right, so all the states of North America. I'm just going to go to where are we? 100. Because now what we want to do, because there's going to be some different delivery costs to a couple of the states in the United States. So like Hawaii, you'll have to pay extra. So you'll find with some of the suppliers, they will have a one cost price to actually deliver anywhere in North America, so long it's not outside of like something like Hawaii is a place where it costs a bit extra to actually send product over there. So I normally exclude those. So when I go through the list here, I check off Alaska, Hawaii, and I think I'm not sure about New Mexico. That's the new one, but Virgin Islands as well. And I would probably, I'm not sure, but someone who might be in the States might have a clue as to whether or not District of Columbia and actually Puerto Rico is one too as well. We won't be delivering to. I know that you'll end up with something like about 48 states that you can actually send to that are actually within the delivery zone where you don't have to pay an extra cost in order to actually get product to that particular state. But yeah, so let's just call it for now those ones. New Mexico is probably something I will probably just select that as well. So I am going to so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to actions again, and I'm going to select all. I'm going to no, am I seeing it? No, I'm not selecting all. Oh yeah, and select all. I'm going to get rid of District of Columbia. I'm going to get rid of what's the other one? New Mexico. Going to get rid of Hawaii. I'm going to get rid of Alaska. And I think there was something else. I can't remember. Virgin Islands. Yeah. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make the rest active or enable the selection. So now all I'm delivering to, or all I will be selling to, is states in the United States that are actually in North America that are actually within that whole sort of delivery zone where you could actually, you'd be able to sort of offer like a one sort of set fee, which you would generally put on top of your item that you're selling. The fee would actually be incorporated into the cost of the item, so that the delivery fee, so that then you can just call it free shipping if you want, but at least you're not going to get charged anymore, because the couriers will actually just they'll have a set fee within these areas, and plus the days and all that, anywhere from 2 days to 3 day shipping. So those sorts of things are bonuses, but I would just do it that way for now if you just want to make an easy start, because it's a more simplified start. That way then you're not actually opening yourself up to actually sell to other countries, and you're not going to get complaints, people, because the worst thing you want to avoid is that someone says, well, it says that you can actually, it doesn't say that you don't ship to Hawaii, but I'm expecting that you can be able to ship. Why can't I purchase? And if you haven't done this part, then yeah, definitely they're going to see all that. So that's just to get that sorted. Now, when you go into zones, pretty much what we've done is we've actually added the whole sort of like United States in there in terms of like North America, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Now we can go into currencies. We've got US dollar as a default currency. I'm not going to be selling in Europe, so I'm going to actually deselect that. And you can actually do it by just going on the tick itself as well, and then clicking, and that will just deselect it. So really the currency is going to be US dollar for the whole site and nothing else. If I was selling to New Zealand, US, as well as Australia, then it'd be a little bit different. But I'm just selling in the US. As far as languages go, there's only the English language. Obviously, I think over time there'll be more languages added. But with the whole sort of AI, everything like that, a lot more things are possible now, are possible to be able to do. So you should see some changes in there, and probably hopefully this year, maybe mid or end of this year. But other than that, that's international settings. Trying to sort of make it a little bit more simple so that you don't get stuck having all these different countries, because the worst thing that you will see is that when you go to someone's site, and I'll just find it now. If you go to a site, and let's just say if we go to this one here. And oh, that's not one, not that one. Let me just go to this one. So you've got this here, and like you've got all these currencies here that you're probably never going to use, and people just gives people an impression that, oh yeah, you say you actually ship to New Zealand or you ship to Australia, or things like that. So you want to get rid of those. I do actually generally, I don't ship to Russia, so that all needs to change. But that's what can happen, right? And it just gives people the impression that you can sell to their countries. Because I've had that before. People actually contacted me. Do you ship to South Africa, or do you ship to all these? I think I've even had places like Israel and all that sort of thing. So, definitely don't want to be shipping to any of those countries, because it just gets too complicated. You don't want to make it complicated. But yep, US is probably the best one to actually to do, and just stick with that, and you should be fine. Australia definitely have got your own good suppliers there, so I would focus on that. Same with the UK. But if you are living in other places like I do with New Zealand, and you want to sort of tap into a bigger market, then the US is a good market to get into. And like I said, and as someone mentioned before, and I think it was Nancy, the taxes and delivery is a key thing. There are states that you can deliver to without having that impact. But yeah, you just got to do a bit of homework on that and find out which ones they are. There's a few states that are actually you don't actually where you don't have to pay taxes. I think I'm not sure what they call it over there in terms of those sorts of taxes, but here they call it GST, which is something like about 15% that you have to pay. But over there's certain states you don't have to pay that. All right, so hopefully that helped. Let me just have a look at some of the questions here. Tyra, Peter, I'm looking forward to getting to this part of my store build. Thank you so much. Michelle, thank you, Nancy, for your sharing. Awesome. Yeah, and thanks, Nancy, for being here. And Jordan, awesome to see you guys here, Tyra and Michelle. And until next week, have a good week. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with 5 sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.